Hey guys, welcome back. I've had this cheap IKEA light in my kitchen for some time now and I don't really like it. I think I'd like to change it out. Bought a 4-pack of these on Amazon and let me get them out and I'll show you what they look like. They're a flush mount, kind of a wide light, about the same size as the other light. You can see that's about how thick they are. I'm thinking about putting that up there and I've been running two of these downstairs in my basement for a while. Let me show you those. I've been running flush here where I had actually more of those two other IKEA lights. But you notice occasionally they'll flicker just a tiny bit, like when you first turn them on, but not always. I don't have these on a dimmer, and if you look in the reviews, there's a lot of complaints about that. But it doesn't really bother me that much. I've kind of got used to it, and it's only really in the beginning of when you turn them on. I don't know why, but that's the way they are. So I'm gonna try one in my kitchen without throwing my other light away, just in case I have to go back to it. Now these are pretty easy to set up. It just has this bracket and it kind of just spins. You spin it and lock it in place, I'll call it. But the cool thing about this, let me get this bracket off. I wanna show you something about the cool thing about these lights. If you can see right in here, there's a little switch. And you'll see the markings here, 2.7K, 3K, 4K, 5K, 6.5K. That is the color temperature. So these are selectable color temperature. The ones downstairs, I'm running at 3K. This one, I think I might leave it 2.7 and see how that works here. I have a lot of supplemental light in my kitchen. I have these LEDs mounted under my cabinets to light up the counter, which gives me most of the light I need to see in the kitchen. I'm gonna get a camera set up and we're gonna put this up. And it's super easy. If you don't know anything about electrical, you probably don't wanna do it, but basically just wire nut it on, put your bracket on the box and then just kind of spin it in place. There you go, guys. What do you think? This one is not flickering like the ones downstairs. Now, I do have the ones downstairs set on 3K. This is set to 2.7K, so I don't know if that makes a difference. What do you think? I like this. In my house, it was built in the 80s, 1985, I think to be exact. So it doesn't have real high ceilings. So any more room I can get one, look it up at the ceiling is okay by me. Sitting here in the box in case one of these fails. That's kind of my worry is, you know, at least with the old fixture, I can change the light bulbs. With this one, you can't when it starts malfunctioning. So I guess we'll wait and see. Durability to be seen. Now the ones downstairs I've been running, gosh, probably for 6 months or more. Maybe not that long, maybe it's been 4 months, but it's been running for a while. So those seem to be holding up. But long term, I still don't know yet. Let me know what you think. Let me know your experience if you've had these. Link to these down in the description so you guys can check them out. Okay guys, here is the finale on the lights. I need to clean up my light socket a little bit. I got a little dirty, but I'm really pretty low on the dimmer side. And there it is up there. I think that's pretty good. Now let me show you as I slide the switch what that looks like. That's the full setting before, which is almost just too bright to walk in the room in the morning. So I crank it down, and I think that works really, really well. That one right there. So anyway, guys, you gotta have this, I'll call it certain dimmers, right? Let me get into into this. Now, it has a list in there. If you look at the, I think it's the top of the box. Oh, I may have thrown that part away. I'll get you the model numbers of these. These LED plus ones seem to be the ones that work, is my guess. Because the other ones will say for CFL, halogen, incandescent. But they are a little more expensive. I think this one was 28 bucks. But I'll overlay that photo again. Now this one, the model number didn't match exactly. Let me see if I can find it. This one didn't match exactly, but there's some that are like theft proof, where the model number is slightly different, but they're really pretty much the same. So I took it, oh, here we go, right here. Here's the model number, guys. Let me focus on that. TGCL 153PR. Now these endings are a little bit different. The PR, the P, the WH, the IV, and those are just like the color and stuff. So not sure what's different on this one, but they all seem to be very similar. You're going to have to test your own on that. But if you're worried about that, just stick with what is listed in the picture. They didn't have those in the right color. It didn't have it in white at my Home Depot where I bought this. So I'll link some descriptions online too, at Amazon or something, see if they sell those there, and you can go from there. Anyway, guys, that's all we have. I think this is a win. I may put another one of these dimmers on the one downstairs, just to control that lighting a little more. All right, guys, that's all I have for today. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Hey guys, hang on, don't go anywhere. Updated information. The most important parts of this install, I think, is this dimmer. And as I go back, you can rewind a little bit and look at that on the details of the dimmer. But I've had a lot of success, I'll call it, with this light, and I think most of it is probably due to this dimmer. I don't have a lot of flickering or anything in this, and it's worked out really well. Obviously, this just as an overhead light is not really what I want for, I'll call, total lighting. Like, I believe in more of a layered lighting system, at least in my kitchen, how I see things. That's why I have these task lighting, these LEDs, lighting up all the countertops to give, you know, task lighting, basically. If I'm cooking or something in my slow cooker, I can see real well from this, whereas the overhead light isn't that great. Same with the sink. I have the LED light above the sink, so it lights it up really well. So I can complete all these tasks without just, I'll call it a dimmed overhead light. And I mean, that's my strategy in the rest of the house too. Like, sometimes I barely turn on my overhead light in my living room where I have my lamps and everything doing most of the lighting. And I think it's more relaxing to the eyes and all that. So anyway, that's my strategy behind the whole thing. In this case, this stays on almost all the time, along with my task lighting. Like at night, you know, I can turn my task lighting off when I so-called close the kitchen and leave this one on just, you know, just as I walk in and want to check the water filter or whatever and get stuff ready for the morning, you know, like clean my coffee pot out or whatever. I don't need the task lighting as much, so I'll utilize this. More important point about not going back and be able to change the light bulbs. If this goes out, I'm going to have to replace the whole light. So I do have a spare on hand, and I'll keep it, you know, just in case something happens. But like I said, we're a few months into this now, and there's not been any problems at all. Last thing I'll leave you with is the most difficult part of this install was probably getting it to latch on. You saw I had some trouble with that in the video. It did take me a few minutes, but I just kept trying. You know, you just have to get it as flat as you can and then spin it, and those tabs will catch. Well, anyway, guys, I call this one a success. If you want to try it out, I'll link those in the description. It's been really good for me. Solved some of my problems and kind of got rid of that ugly old IKEA light. I don't know, what do you think? Do you think this looks better? What would you have done differently? Leave a comment, let me know. Or let me know if you need more information on it or the dimmers or whatever in this project. Appreciate you guys watching, hanging to the end of the video. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And we'll talk to you soon.